Welcome back, everybody. I hope you're all doing really well. Thanks as always for tuning in. Today we're checking out a piece of gear that has been on my radar for a little while that I have been incredibly excited to try out. I know I'm always super excited to try out pieces of gear, but this device is unique for quite a few reasons. If I said, imagine a guitar multi-effects that has a touchscreen, has a fully modular design, that can load convolution-based reverb, that lets you add just about as many instances of any module or block that you like, that has a full controller section, that lets you have EQs, cabinet impulses, filters, and all sorts of unique, crazy stuff, and that it's made in Australia. You'd probably go, Leon, that thing doesn't exist, but it does, and it's called Digit by Poly Effects. It's beautiful, it's compact, and it is ridiculously powerful. It's so powerful and so flexible that I kind of don't know how to demo this effectively. I'm just guessing that I'm going to make a bunch of content with this thing because I find it super inspiring. But let's do a really quick overview. The idea is, you've got this beautiful gunmetal pink, you've got the touch screen, and you've got the foot switches, but this is like choose your own adventure for guitar effects. There are presets on board, but the real fun is that you can add modules and connect them in any way you like to create either really straightforward effects like reverbs or dotted eighth note delays, or you can do totally crazy stuff that you can't really do on anything else this size or in its price range. So let me just kind of get up there. You can see a bunch of virtual cables and little blocks. So the idea with this is I could go into here, I could press this delay block, and it will bring up a bunch of touchscreen sliders which have all the parameters you would want for a delay. Tone, feedback, time, warp, glide. You can attach controllers like the envelope controller or an LFO there to modulate the delays. And you can also zoom in on the really important stuff. There's a little eyeball symbol. And now you've got two big sliders to select the delay time, as well as, in this case, you can click right here and you've got a little calculator to enter the delay time. So that's just the delays, and that's just one delay module. You can go into reverbs, you can assign the foot switches any way you like. As I said, it's totally choose your own adventure. So rather than waffle on about the features, what we're going to do is break this video into some sections. To start with, I want to show off some of the onboard IR-based reverbs. These sound absolutely gorgeous, and I'm not aware of many other pedals which offer this kind of functionality. We'll start off with some of the springs and plates, and we'll go to the modeled real spaces and the digital units in there. There's some Brocasti and Lexicon style reverbs in there. Well, I say style, they're actually IRs from those units, and they sound incredible. Then we'll have a listen to how you can combine those reverbs with some of the onboard modules like the panners and the warp and the LFO and all that kind of good stuff to create some really unique style reverb effects. So you're just going to hear some playing now. Let's go. Lots of goodness, and the reverbs do sound incredibly lush. I love the way those sound with that particular clean sound I had on my guitar there. Next, let's have a listen to some of the delays. We'll start off with a really basic delay, and we'll have a listen to some slightly more crazier stuff all the way up and through the little delay patch I'm working on at the moment with 16 independent delays and LFO warping and all that kind of good stuff. So here we go. Let's hear some of Digit's delays. And of course, we need to hear some of that with distortion. What I'm going to show off here is a kind of halo style delay, you know, a quarter note on one side, a dotted eighth on another side, attached to the tap tempo. I will then go through and add a stereo convolution reverb in there. And all the guitar sounds, just the raw amp and cab sounds at the moment, are coming from my Axe effects. All the effects are from Digit. Furthermore, there is cabinet IR loading. So this is a fully featured IR loader with parametric EQs built in. So not only is it an IR loader, you can put a pre or a post parametric EQ in there to further shape your tone. Let's have a listen to that with some cabinet IRs that I made personally and that I loaded into Digit using the thumb drive. It took like 30 seconds total to bump them in there. And one more little thing before we go, it's called Power Amp emulation in here. I think it's called the Super model in there, but loading up a pre-EQ, a cabinet, and a bit of post-EQ with this particular little Power Amp model kind of sounds like an old school Marshall crunch. This is recorded totally DI. There's a little bit of reverb and delay that I will add in there as well. Check this out. I think it sounds really cool. I could get through a rock covers gig with that, absolutely no problems. It's not going to replace my Axe effects or anything like that, but it is pretty cool. I'm really impressed with that. Overall, it's kind of a case of what can't this unit do. I think given the price point, given the features, given the fact that since I've got this, it's had 2 firmware updates that add some really, really cool functionality. It's kind of like a living, breathing, creative canvas if you're into guitar effects. This is totally not the unit for you if you're a plug and play guy. This is the unit for somebody who loves to tweak, who loves to be creative with effects. You know, it's basically bringing Euro rack synthesizer, modular style thinking over to the guitar pedal world. So to me, if you're somebody like me who just loves playing around with effects and creating new sounds, absolutely perfect. It integrates really well with all my other studio gear, whether I wanted to use it as a piece of outboard gear, you know, for mixing or something like that, or if I wanted to use it with my Axe effects to create wacky tones, I can do that. It's also a backup. I could just chuck this in my guitar bag, and like I said, if I'm going to a covers gig, I could do a covers gig with this thing. There's so many possibilities, and it's really hard to do it justice in the space of a YouTube video. You really need to be hands-on with this, and I was lucky enough to go to the workshop where Lockie, the one-man show who makes these amazing things, was churning these out. He was incredibly generous with his time, and he kind of gave me an insight into the creative process, and some of the sounds that he's programmed are just absolutely next level. It's a really beautiful thing. And a full disclaimer, I paid for this. I was super excited to check this out, and this is one of those kind of non-negotiable things that the gas kicked in and I had to have it. It's probably right up there at the moment with my Eventide H9 as like the best pedals that I've ever bought straight away. And like I said, there's only going to be more stuff added to this. Furthermore, Poly are coming out with a unit called Bebo, which is all about modulation-based effects. And when that comes out, you will be able to load the Bebo firmware straight into Digit. I was lucky enough to hear some of the chorus and rotary and other modulation effects in there, and they sound simply stunning. So I'm looking forward to Bebo being launched as well. In the meantime, I'm going to put the information in the video description, and I'm going to go and play with this a whole bunch more. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you hadn't heard about this, I hope it serves as a decent enough introduction to Digit. If you had heard about it and you wanted to know if it was any good, hopefully I did it justice, because it's such a cool little unit. And I mean, it just looks awesome, and it's got a touch screen, so it's ticking a lot of boxes. Well done, Lockie. I really hope this pedal is a success, and I hope all of you guys out there, if you're interested in it, get a chance to check it out. As always, thank you so much for watching the video. I'll see you guys very soon. But wait, there's more. While I was editing this, I thought I may as well include the footage that I shot at Lockie's workspace when we were over in Melbourne checking out the pedal. I went around with Ryan and we basically got the works. He showed us the workshop and all the features on Digit. He gave us a preview of some of the stuff coming up in Bebo, and he had an amazing 6-string electric bass which we were jamming on. So that was a real highlight. I'm just going to include some of that here, as well as some of the playing that we recorded with Digit on Lockie's telly. Again, such a great dude, so generous with his time, making some amazing stuff. Here's just a bunch of random footage to round the video out. Cheers. Oh yeah. You got favorite action. Every guitar player on a bass. Oh, sick.
And this one's got compressors and stuff on it as well.
All right.
But there's
So
a
is
lot
that
of
the Poly or is...
At the moment I'm running the Bebo firmware on it.
Oh, okay, cool. That's an amazing rotary, man. Like,
It actually models how the rotors are moving in the
cool.
space. So if you stop them in different places, they'll sound different.
yeah, right.
So if you stop the rotor and it's in a particular spot, or the drum
Yep.
is in particular spots, and they'll take time to change speeds.
Yep.
This is, at the moment, that's the normal version. It's got 5 or 6 parameters. There's internally the algorithm's got 26 parameters. So there's going to be a version when Bevo's out that has all of those, mic positions and things like that, being able to be a bit more flexible. But yeah, that's at the moment the choruses and the flanges and the phases and stuff. They're all kind of the more conventional things in Bevo. But there's
the vanilla stuff, basically.
Yeah,
Right,
I've got all of them in now, and then the weirder stuff is still to come.
Yeah,
which is
awesome.
The granular things and stuff like that.
That's exciting.
Yeah.